In a misty mountain village, lost in the haze of the 1990s, a young man named Hiroshi paced restlessly inside his small hut. He was just 25, but his mind felt 1,000 years old, burdened and chaotic. "Why can't I just stop thinking?" he muttered, his voice a desperate whisper against the silence. His mind was a storm that never stopped. He remembered a recent job interview, replaying every answer, dissecting every word. Convinced he'd failed because he thought too much. He saw himself yelling at a friend over a trivial misunderstanding, his mind racing with regrets and what-ifs long after the argument was over. His thoughts were a tangled mess of anxiety, a constant, buzzing noise that stole his peace. One day, the village elder, seeing the turmoil in Hiroshi's eyes, told him of a wise monk who lived atop the highest mountain, a man who knew the secrets of a quiet mind. Desperate for a solution, Hiroshi began the climb. The path was steep and treacherous, and with every step his mind taunted him with doubts. "This is pointless," it screamed. "You'll never change." Exhausted and drenched in sweat, he finally reached an ancient temple. He hesitated, then knocked on the heavy wooden door. It creaked open to reveal an old monk, his face lined with age but lit by a serene, welcoming smile. "What brings a storm to my door?" the monk asked gently. Hiroshi's carefully constructed composure crumbled. "Master," he pleaded, "my mind won't quiet. It's full of worries, fears, and regrets. I can't find a moment of peace." The monk simply nodded. "Come, sit. I will show you how to empty your mind." He led Hiroshi to a tranquil garden and handed him a simple bamboo broom. "Sweep the path," the monk instructed. "But do only that. No thinking of the past, no worrying about the future. Just sweep." Hiroshi began sweeping, but within seconds, his mind was already wandering. He thought about tomorrow's chores, last week's failures, next year's uncertainties. Frustrated, he dropped the broom with a clatter. "I can't!" he exclaimed. "My thoughts just keep coming back." The monk smiled knowingly. "Exactly. Your mind is like this path full of leaves from yesterday's wind and the winds yet to come." He then led Hiroshi to a small table and began to pour tea into a small cup. He kept pouring, even after the cup was full, the hot tea spilling over the sides and onto the table. "Master, stop!" Hiroshi cried out. "The cup is full. It can't hold any more." "Yes," the monk replied, setting down the teapot, "like your mind. It is overflowing with thoughts and worries. How can I show you the way of Zen when your cup is already full?" This was the beginning of Hiroshi's true journey. The monk guided him through weeks of practice. He taught him to sit under the ancient trees and watch his thoughts like clouds passing in the sky, observing them without judgment, acknowledging them without attachment. Hiroshi relived his deepest fears, his first heartbreak, his most embarrassing failures. But this time, he didn't fight them. He practiced his breathing, in letting go with every exhale. "Observe your thoughts like leaves on a river," the monk would say. "Simply watch them float away." There were moments of intense struggle, tears of frustration as his mind rebelled, but then, one afternoon, something shifted. A breakthrough. A genuine smile spread across Hiroshi's face as he sat in perfect stillness. He picked up the broom again, and this time he swept the path with a calm, focused mind, each movement a meditation. His mind was as calm as still water. "Now," the monk said softly, "your cup is empty. It is ready for truth." Hiroshi looked at his master, a new clarity in his eyes. "Master, how do I keep it empty forever?" The monk chuckled. "Do don'te. You don't fight the thoughts. You welcome them, as you would a guest. Offer them tea, and then let them go on their way. Peace is not the absence of the storm, but learning to dance in the rain." Years later, Hiroshi, now a wise teacher himself, sat with his own students in the same village. A young woman, her face etched with the same anxiety he once knew, asked him, "Master, how do you stay so calm in a world so full of noise?" Hiroshi smiled the same serene smile his master once had. "I empty my mind every day," he said. He picked up a teapot and poured tea into a small cup, filling it perfectly to the brim, without a single drop overflowing. "The secret," he explained, "is to empty your mind, so you can be full of life." In a world of endless noise, sometimes the greatest power we have is the silence within. If this story helped empty your mind, even for just a moment, give this video a like. And for more lessons that echo through life, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.